Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Been kind of a weird day, but nothing new, nothing new. And
Fair
then
enough.
you are the, what was it, tennis coach?
The
Yeah,
tennis coach, that's
interesting.
right.
Yeah. With tennis
So,
coaching, do you have any comparisons to league?
um, well, I have a lot more comparisons to fighting games.
Okay.
I played a lot of Smash Bros in college. My hands weren't fast enough for Melee, but I played Ultimate. But I don't directly make the comparison, but I could write a whole essay on the similarities between tennis and fighting games. So there's
Interesting.
that going for it.
Yeah.
League. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it much. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, I could see it because tennis is 1v1 and the fighting games are 1v1. And then league,
Yeah.
it's like you have multiple 1v1s going on. That then,
Right.
yeah, that then become different, like 2v2s, 3v3s, 5v5s, and yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure you bring some other like anything, you go far in one thing, you can see it in other things. I'm sure you have that
Yeah.
with tennis.
Totally. Totally.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then as a tennis coach, how much do you charge per hour?
I charge $60 an hour, but the the place I teach at is where all the coaches are independent contractors. So we were basically just renting the courts from them. It's not like we're employed by the tennis center, so we just get the courts. So I pay $18 an hour to have the court. So my profit is 42 an hour.
Interesting.
So
Yeah, because
yeah.
with league coaching, I never understand what I should make my price, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say like even even without the discount, which I saw your tweet and I was like, all right, I'm just a fucking dumbass if I don't, try this out. Because I'd been debating trying some coaching for a while,
Yeah.
and I always like my idea was maybe try to get high diamond by myself first, and then investigate it. But yeah, I mean, I'm imagining myself doing your prices. I'm like, oh fuck, man, that would be that'd be rough. I don't know. I think you could definitely go higher.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing.
Or
It's
in
like
like
maybe
the
if I
$350 range, something like that.
Yeah. So I was thinking like there's no court for me to rent
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So.
unless like I have some contacts, which like I suppose, but that'd be a little
Mhm.
strange. I don't know. That gets me thinking. So that's
It's hard.
interesting.
It's hard because there's not a concrete product that you're selling
That's
that's
true.
like that you can break down into the value of it.
Yeah, and
So
I'm doing multiple different things for multiple different people. Like
yeah, exactly.
the other day I did a bronze guy. It's like I'm doing something way different for the bronze guy than what I'm doing for
Yeah, right.
the rank
Right.
50 and the pro player and
Exactly.
and then everything in between. So, but then you can also just say that the product is I help you get better at the game, and it's like that's
Yeah.
true. So
That is true. That is true. So
Yeah.
it's interesting.
yep, it yeah. God, it's like if
It,
there was some sort of like sliding scale or some shit,
that'd be nice. All I know is that you pretty much won't find a tennis coach for less than 60 an hour, and I just put mine at that because I'm about like a year into it, so I'm still pretty new. I think I'm a lot better than a handful of the coaches at the place I work, but it is what it is.
Yeah, there's being better, and then there's having more long tail. and other
Exactly.
stuff.
Like if you want to make a full career out of it, then you need the 8 hours of lessons a day, and you can't put your heart and soul into 8 hours of lessons a day. So you jack the price up, and then you kind of coast through a lot of them. But I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah,
I like just having a select few students that I really enjoy, and then
yeah. I would
just
say
doing.
with league work, like mental work, I have a good
Yeah.
4 hours in me, and then I can maybe
Yeah,
run like
right.
6 or 7,
Exactly.
and then it's done.
Past that, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So what would you say is like would be a fair price for coaching in your opinion, like for League of Legends? Because League of Legends is also different. It's not tennis. Like it's not it's not a physical sport. There's not like this
Mm,
like uh community aspect, social aspect. There's not that to it in a way.
yeah,
It's weirder.
dude, it's hard. I mean, let's put it this way: you're in a much higher percentile of league than I am in tennis. So there's
So would I
like
go
you could
$90? Would you pay
hey
90?
like you could argue that. I mean,
So then we do, yeah, and then if we do comparisons, like Vigar V2 has some clout, and then he charges 100.
yeah.
And then top of the top, well, I guess you could say Nice, but let's count him out. LS
Yeah, let's
currently
count him out, okay.
charges LS currently charges 125.
I thought he just doesn't do anything.
He mostly doesn't. At least that was the last time he posted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then I'm sure you have to be selected. And then
Yeah, I mean,
and then that's like a gracious price, I think.
right.
So-
I mean, like if you're paying for world class shit, you know, if you're paying for world class tennis shit, you're looking at like way more than that. I mean, at least definitely like 4 digits like monthly if you're at like an academy and whatever. Just for like a single private lesson, you could probably get up to like $200-300, you know.
200 or 300.
Yeah, but that's like you're paying for people or for a coach that's like put people on the pro tour, you know.
Yeah,
Like
I think
have
people
careers.
get
You
that
can
sort
go
of
watch them on
pricing.
TV.
I think they get that sort of pricing whenever they sign to a team versus like their listed price
Yeah,
for like public coaching.
right.
So that's also weird. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, that's my interview for you, but it's very
Cool.
insightful.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. So how can I help you today?
Okay, so I kind of want to. So I have two games. I'm thinking about deciding between the one I just played or the one I played a couple hours ago. Both I got pretty fed, pretty strong, and then there's just some late game mistakes that make things way too hard for no reason. The first game I won, and the second game I lost. The first game it was like a full 20 bomb. I had no teammates. But the second game I had some helpers on my team. I don't know. But
Yeah.
from that, what do you think would be more helpful?
It's hard to say, man. With an
Hard
Evelynn,
to
like
say.
I've done this a million times where it's like I've
Yeah.
played it and watched it where like with an Evelynn, with like a Belveth, with a Viego, any of the assassins in the jungle, me and my friends call it like the one mistake lose, where everything's going
Yeah.
fine. You can have 20 kills, and
Right.
then yeah, you do
Yes.
one mistake, your team sucks, you lose. So
Yeah, right.
it might just be
Right.
finding that one mistake. So we could probably watch both, honestly.
You think so? Okay. How do I tried uploading the first one to YouTube and it looks like it's up now. So the one I just played is not on, but I can
You could
I can
screen
link-
share it if you wanted to.
screen share it. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. And then I don't know if Outplayed like has where you can link it like Insights does.
Um
And then you would also have to upload it on Insights. So it'd be the same as uploading.
there's
it
a
to
YouTube link for the first game.
Alrighty. The video's unavailable. You got to make it unlisted instead of private.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Unlisted. Done.
Okay.
Save. Save. Okay. Yeah. I guess more specifics on like what I want to look at is I want to get better at tracking the enemy jungle, because I'm like okay with it in like the first 3 minutes of the game, and then I feel like there's just too many branching options for the other side to go down, and I get lost in deciphering,
Yeah,
which
it becomes
most
like more
likely.
blurry.
And then also, yeah, pretty much just like the late game macro stuff, like when there's a not like a clear choice. I normally pick the selfish option just because I'm playing Evelynn, but
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of times where I feel like I get lost in the options that I have.
Yeah.
Um,
What's your IGN? I could just load the replay because this video quality is kind
is
of
it,
bad.
yeah, it is. I didn't realize it'd be that bad.
Yeah, that's
It's
YouTube.
Ariana Stan.
Okay, can you just paste it then?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Aria, I see. I see. I thought like one word. I see. Okay. And then which game is it?
The 28 kill, or the 23. I mean.
23.
Yeah, I don't really have an issue with getting fed. It happens like most games, I'd say. But I don't know. In Smash, I did a lot of autopiloting, and there's definitely a hint of that. Probably more than a hint of that in League as well.
Yeah, in League it
So
becomes a little bit easier, and then in jungle the jungle role becomes easier.
yeah, exactly.
The
So
way the way that I've combated it like is like I overload my APM so that like I'm always in the moment and not like I'm
Makes
never like
sense.
too far forward or too far back, you know? Like
Yeah,
in
that makes
time.
sense.
So like no matter what you gotta do, spam the F keys, like over click, like anything.
Mhm.
Keep like I'm sure you've seen it in Smash Bros too, like a dummy input or something. Like keep the hands hot, keep it going.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Okie doke. So Evelynn to Belveth, easy peasy, clear faster.
I knew that was warded, by the way. So I ended up pulling that in the bush just in case she does some cheese.
Nice. Belveth, like, it's not like a Xin Zhao or something. Like they have to full clear, but I wouldn't put it past them, so this is okay.
Well, the other thing, okay, call it what you want, but Skill-Capped just put out a video talking about how invading with Belveth is OP, and so I was like, okay, he might. Okay, I just had an inkling,
Yeah.
and yeah. Here I agreed for the mini ones because I wanted to hit level 4, but that was
Yeah,
cool
with any of the
in
full clear
hindsight.
junglers, if they showed up like this late, you've already won. Because now
Yeah,
like Belveth's path is to here, you go to bot scuttle, and you're good.
Yeah,
Because Belveth had to have skipped camps to do this, so you've already won.
right.
So to take any
That's
damage.
another issue of mine. I greed a lot.
Well, that's like the first step. To know to concede is like some higher level like control, like some discipline, where you actually you take it. So
like my first champion league was I was a trend OTP, but that was back when I was like silver and gold,
Yep.
and I would miss my R all the time because I was just obsessed with getting like the perfect timing. I was just super greedy as a player. So
yeah. So then risk versus reward. That's 13 gold versus a bunch of damage.
yeah.
So then what do you think, like, for you to, like, avoid this? To avoid either, like, overcommitting into it or, like, anything in between? What do you think you'd have to do?
Well, if I paid attention to the state of Trend, that'd probably help my decision because he's low, so he could never help. But also, I don't. Even if he was able to fight, it's probably just better for him to base since he crashed his wave. And this is a winning play anyways, right?
Yeah, this is waiting for you.
So, this is probably just a symptom of autopilot. Like, oh, I just want the level 4.
You say autopilot. I think it's kind of like inexperience.
Think so?
Yeah, because that's like kind of the pattern.
Like not recognizing that this is winning.
Not recognizing it, but not having lost before. That's what the main thing is, and that's like across a lot of things in League. It's like you have to lose to see like what's possible.
Yeah.
So like you got handed an L right there, but now we know what that is. Like if
maybe another. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, if Lee Sin like invades you on red, it's so much easier for you to play around Lee Sin invading you on red the next time. Something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Something else that might be it is I've never really played any invade junglers, so I don't really understand what they want from their perspective. So like maybe if I was more versed in an invade jungler, I'd see Belveth coming and I'm thinking I'd know that if she doesn't kill me, she's fucked. And so I know to not give her that and then I'm fine.
Yeah. But you would
instead
understand
I was just thinking
it'd be more than knowing it.
But now or just with my full clear jungler mindset, it's like, oh, I need 24 CS, that kind of thing. And I'm not thinking about what she wants.
This invade is so bad by him, it's unreal. This clear sucked, this gank sucked.
Yeah. I don't know why your Red Raptors gromp on.
Oh, he walked from top into this. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I knew he was coming, but it's just so greedy. Or
sometimes it happens like that. But that's so that's his perspective.
I mean, I don't know. I lose my flash, but I'm still way ahead of him on tempo.
Yeah, you're still winning. That's just an L and a blunder.
Yeah.
Minor L, minor blunder. So now, when he invades you like that, his Raptors are going to be respawning probably around like 4:30-ish, because that was his first camp to do, so maybe you could try to get those.
Okay.
Belveth really fucked this up.
That play looked really stupid to go for it. I somehow forgot I didn't have flash. I was planning on flashing on the Zoe. So that's why I just queue a minion for fun. It's because it meant to be a flash queue. Oh, but it ended up working out because they're just bad. So.
And then, and then we get a little bit of a wave. Hell yeah. Closer to level 6. And now, where do you think you should go?
So here, I mean, I either go Wolves or Raptors. My Krugs were cleared a lot later. And so if I go Wolves, then my Raptors are fucked and I'm just forked. So I figured Raptors down is best, and my Krugs just get a bit out of sync with the rest of my camps.
Yeah, so if you do the Raptors into Wolves and then into Gromp, then like the golems would be coming up, and then we'd be walking all the way up there. So I think just go from mid like all the way to Gromp and then clear up. Because then you clear.
Think so?
Yeah, then you clear up to golems and then you reset and then go back to your blue, kill blue, and we're probably level 6 by then.
Okay.
If not before.
So what's wrong with doing Raptors to Gromp and then resetting after Gromp and then heading up? Is that? I mean, I guess that still keeps my.
You'd be resetting to the golems, and then that's.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be resetting to the golems, and then that's all that's there. So then, if you don't have a gank top, there's nothing. Versus like we go to blue, and then we have the option of mid and bot, and then if there's nothing there, that could also just kind of be okay. We have some time to play with. Could maybe check out the enemy jungle.
Okay. Yeah. I see.
Because like keeping things respawning like in the same line is very, very useful as a full clear jungler.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you look at it through Belveth's eyes, if we can like even do that, she hasn't reset, so you have a lot of time to play with. If she messes up and you clear up, let's say she goes for a gank bot, then you have her blue side too, and she is done. But we can't do that if we do Raptors into Wolves.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
sitting on 900 big ones. Now Tryndamere gets our golems. Whack.
You know?
Didn't factor this in.
You know, that is lovely.
We totally
It's really-
counter jungled by Tryndamere.
Really cool, yeah.
He leaves them up.
It's like I didn't even realize that the mini ones are what's most valuable.
Okay. Waiting. Nice.
Unfortunate.
It is what it is. You're still ahead.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
And,
yeah.
Yeah.
Now my camps are so fucked.
yep. It's like imagine blue into Gromp.
Jeez.
Yum.
Right.
Blue into Raptors. Yuck.
This would end up being okay. But you know, if it weren't for that mid and bot play, it would have been a good punish.
Yep. But it works out. Okay, so now you're at level 6. Or we're level 8. We have our items, and you have your ulti up. It's like, let's just look for a play on a lane. You can waste an ulti right here, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
You can go into the enemy jungle. The map is yours. Whatever you want to do anywhere on the top side. Even if you don't know what to do, like just move up the map and then see what damage you can deal. And then you spend your ulti. The ulti's on cooldown. We reset, and then we go to our respawning camps. And then as we're doing those camps, our ulti's coming back up into the same thing. And that's what we're looking for.
So that sounds like we're, because what I end up basing and running bot with my ult, because drag is up, and I don't know, maybe that's a naive
Well, we're against
view of
Bel'Veth.
the game.
So Bel'Veth like has
yeah.
this. Yeah, she has conditional thing
fair
on
enough.
Rift Herald. So, yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. If it wasn't Bel'Veth, does that change things, or is it still just the?
It changes things, but like, let's say if it's let's look at some champions real quick. So if it's like a fighting jungler, they won't care as much about the dragon compared to like a Rift Herald. So like a Lee Sin, a Xin Zhao, a Pantheon, a Talia, a Elise, hell yeah, there we go. A Kindred, a Graves. They might want the Rift Herald a lot more than they want the dragon. If you're against Udyr, he wants that dragon like no one's business.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Shyvana, yeah. Depending on what you're playing against, it always changes. Nice.
It's exhaust, bro.
You thought. Exhaust on Kaylin into Ezreal like Zillion. Dude, that exhaust is like just for you. And that's what it did. Awesome. Man, and then Bel'Veth gets this. Man.
Yeah. So here I was actually happy. I was like, nice, free drag. She got the Herald, but actually, yeah. I forgot about that. I didn't have Smite up.
Dude, I lost Dragon to the same shit the other day. It never changes. Okay, with this, right, so your first play was hitting bot lane, and then Dragon is like the reward. So then afterwards, your ulti's on cooldown. And whenever the ult's on cooldown, we should just be looking to farm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, how can we get farm here?
We go to my Gromp.
Yeah, we have the option to Gromp. His Raptors is too risky for the most part.
Yeah. Right.
Slash like too big of a time sink. So yeah, we do Gromp and then up to mid. They killed our mid lane. Maybe we catch a mid wave, and then we're good. You have to like really stop yourself from getting like magnetized and pulled into any plays that are happening. Like after you've done a play on the map, but then two, like your ulti's on cooldown. It's too big of a resource. So whenever the ulti's down, like we're farming.
What would it take for me? It looks like I run mid here. And you say this is a mistake?
Yep.
Because
This is our team's issue. Like, your Jonas died 3 times and they drop Rift Herald. Like, that's the price he pays for dying 3 times. That's not our issue. The only way we can help is by powering up ourselves so that we're strong enough to deal with the enemies that the Jonas fed effectively.
Okay.
That's an easy way to think about it, you know? So it's never like, do I save my ally? Am I not helping? Like, none of that. It's just we get strong and it's all going to work out.
How would I decide if something's my issue or my team's issue then? Because I never really thought of it that way.
Well, if the lane's even, and then, like, let's say you full cleared and you're doing nothing, you know? Like, let's say you full cleared, the enemy jungler full cleared, and then the enemy jungler's in position to attack mid, when you've just been, like, doing nothing, like, you know, elsewhere, then that could be a problem.
Right.
Yeah, but in this case, it's like, you killed bot, you took dragon.
And that's the response.
Yeah.
And it's pretty optimistic to be able to make your own play and respond to theirs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're spending your time, that would be doing the Gromp and then the Wolves. So building up more gold for yourself.
My camps are perfect right now, so.
Yeah.
That is big copium on the side too.
I just coached a Fiddlesticks where it was the same thing where he was trying to fight with no ulti. It's way more obvious on Fiddlesticks at least.
I've tried Fiddle probably like 20 games or so, and I like him a lot, except for the fact that you have to stand still with your W, and if it doesn't go off, you just feel like a cannon minion.
Yeah.
But I probably just have the wrong mindset while playing Fiddle.
He's awkward.
It's just like you run up, you Q them, you press W, and they walk out, and it's like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, Fiddle's so weird. So useless, but then so overpowered. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but then if your team doesn't know how to play around your ult, you just want to try.
You're telling me, man. You're telling me. God, how many games I just need my allies to pull them into me.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys, I'm over the wall. Alright, so we killed Caitlyn. We ulti, back to farming. Hell yeah. So then clear the 3 camps. Is the ulti going to be up, like, as we're finishing this? No.
No.
So, yeah, let's base. And then we get back to topside. In that downtime, we reset topside and then walking here. That's like, I don't know, 25 seconds. Like 25 seconds off the ulti, 25 seconds off golems and raptors, and then we're in position to, you know, just be around the top side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I ran bot here.
Abusing that downtime as the full clear junglers is so good. You're building up resources. Okay. Another thing, you got to avoid the anchor. Like, Yon's the anchor. He's gonna drag you down. Careful.
Oh, I see.
That fight could have went wrong. Okay. I got the Magi's, and then I would just be looking for, like, wherever the squishy targets are in the lanes. So we see Caitlyn mid, and then we see Zoe bot. With Caitlyn having Gale Force and then all sums, it's a lot harder to kill her. And then being mid lane, like, she's a lot safer. So I'd probably be looking for Zoe in the side lane. If you wanted to. The camp's already messed up, so it's fine just to reset all the way to bot if you wanted to.
Oh, I see. Camps are messed up, so don't value them as much.
Damn, that was a good flash by Lux.
Yeah.
Good Q flash. Whoa, Nelly.
Love Belveth.
Oh. Ah.
And Zoe gets me. That was a tragedy.
Yeah, you gave it all you got though.
So, like here, looking back at it, like, is this play just over and I'm staying too long? Or
No, I think it's just you have to like choose your time to go in and then not spend yourself so much. So this QE in is to like spend yourself rather than like keep kiting, get your passive, and then choose to go in again whenever the enemy like keeps moving into your team.
right.
Yeah, so we'd be like anywhere behind here, like waiting with our passive, waiting for the Zoe and Belveth to move forward. And then once one of them oversteps, you could choose to unstealth and then try to attack them. Because you go into Belveth, you're now the one in front, so you're going to be the one taking damage, and that's no good.
Okay.
Same deal. You gotta wait for the passive,
Too early.
but then you have to wait for them to dive. Because they're not committed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they back off.
Forcing for no reason.
Yeah. It's just doing it a little bit too soon. Like if it's a little bit better, you get like another Q and like another Ezreal Q hits Zoe, your ulti kills both.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
So it could be like playing it slower, playing it more passive, like whatever gets the job done.
Depression.
Shut down.
Okie doke. And I can tell you this one, it's like where are our allies?
Nowhere to be seen.
Sucks. And then this is the same pattern where you spend yourself for the play. And if we got a Medjai's and like a feeding mid laner, like we're carrying for 2 at least. So we gotta be careful. So that's an overstep.
Yeah.
And then that's like a one mistake where it will cost a lot of time.
Yeah. Died with 4 camps up. Lost my Medj. Lost Drag.
And then entering the mid game, it's like we want to full clear everything into a side lane because it's so easy for you to kill side lanes come mid game.
Yeah.
Anything else gets super messy. God bless. Nice. Alrighty, now we can get some farm. If you wanted to, you could stay and then just go for the blue and Gromp before resetting. That like guarantees like your teammates don't randomly take it, like, and then you're killing time on the ulti.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like a maximization though. Alright, let's kill Teemo, take this bot turret, because like we want to be getting the turrets off the map so that everyone gets gold, open up the map a little bit. Make things easier. It's not necessary, but it does make things easier. And if you're gonna gank mid-game, go through the lane, big man. But you'll get that. Because that's like the only spot they can have the wards is in the river.
Yeah, fair enough.
Chase this guy all the way from mid lane to there. Okay, nice. We killed the AD, we killed the mid.
I agree for the Gromp. Hit by Lux Q.
That's all good. Especially when you do a cross map. Yeah, you get the kills. But then, here's the downside. This is like where the one mistake lose happens. No matter like what rank you are in NA2, because your allies will be doing nothing. So, we have Ezreal, Zillion, and Yone. Yone should be like pushed, you know?
Right.
His lane opponent's dead. Like, come,
Yeah.
please! And then we got Zillion, not even, nowhere close to what's happening on the map. And then Ezreal, no push on the wave. No, his lane
I mean,
opponent's dead.
is it fair to expect them to be with me though? Since I
Not
chase so
with you,
far?
but they should be doing their own thing. So it should be Ezreal should have this wave pushed, and then Yon should have this wave
Oh,
pushed. And then if that's happening, Bel'Vev has 3 more options to make things like,
I
taxes her
see.
brain more. Versus
I
like
see.
now you're the only option. So I suppose it's
Makes
kind
me
of the
way
same
too
pattern.
juicy.
I like the same pattern as like whenever you die here, your teammate's
Mhm.
doing nothing. It's like so after the play, right? It's like snap the eyes to the mini map, and then we can analyze. Is anyone doing anything? Like is Ezreal hitting the turret? Like are they all? And then if they're not, it makes it so much easier for the enemy to send everyone for you because there's no downside. And
So that would play into my decision of like, okay, if I see that my teammates are practically AFK, I kind of have to consider this play over. Like I can't look for anything else.
yeah.
Like the Gromp, for example.
Yeah, which it would help tell you that the Gromp is like too much. But this play on its own is like a force outright. So
Mhm.
when it's successful, you're now like on the enemy side of the map. So that also makes you easier to attack.
Yeah.
And this was the prize, the 2 kills. And then, yeah. So imagine the 2 kills is like a, I don't know, like a ×4 multiplier, whereas the Gromp is like a 1.5.
Right.
We already have the ×4, they have 0, So we don't
Yeah.
even, yeah.
Okay.
And during all this, it's like, Ezreal, please push the wave, hit the turret, please, guys, give me anything. I'd say jungle in a nutshell, but it's any role. It's any role in NA.
Yeah.
You watch your allies do nothing. I mean, you look at the map, you tell me.
Turns pushing mid, but we're pushing Ezreal's doing Gromp. Nice, man.
Ezreal's doing Gromp.
Oh, you're gonna cringe at this. I don't want to talk about it. I thought I had flash.
Slain the dragon.
Even then, okay. If
Yeah,
I have
even
flash,
then.
is stealing that worth? Probably not. Huh?
No, because you die and they take Baron.
Do I die?
Yeah, you ult over, you have no flash, you're dead.
Oh no. I meant if I had flash, I flash over, ult out, and steal it, and I'm back on the other side.
I suppose, that'd be fine. It'd be okay, because you deny them like closer to soul.
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of likely to get out.
Although I die anyway.
Jesus!
I somehow get Bel'Vet though, yeah. And that wasn't even like Medj, that was like 12 or something.
Okay. So after all of that, we have some downtime. And before the next dragon, it's like you want to try to get level 16 with all you have. Because it's not looking too obvious for either team to take Baron. A random team fight is going to decide that. But
Yeah.
what's in your control from without anyone else's input is that you can like farm all that you can. So all the jungle camps, and you can even take the side lane waves if you want, because Yon's not a champion. So
Right.
yeah, just try to get level 16 before the next dragon. And then that's going to be our best chance to carry.
Sometimes it feels like if I went to farm right there, for example, it feels like I'm leaving my team like high and dry, and like they're fucked if I'm not active on the map. And so I have a hard time deciding on, like, maybe I'll do like one camp on the way and then go run and look to help them.
That can be okay. You have to keep an eye on them and have a feel for them. It is so random what will happen, but
Yeah.
yeah, if you have an idea of what your team's going to do, then just play off that. Because sometimes you will have the feeling, like you said, like you can't full clear without everyone dying. So in that case, it's like do the Raptors or the Wolves because they're closest, and then yeah,
Right.
hang around the potentially kamikaze ADC in support.
Yeah.
Team's turret has been destroyed. Blue team's turret has been
Jesus.
Do that.
Okay, so we got some picks. We got a pick on their jungler. So now let's just start Baron.
They already took it.
Wait, when did they take Baron?
When I killed Zoe in top river.
What? Oh.
They just fucking YOLO'd it for fun. Nice.
I blame Zillion. Well.
Face plant my rocket belt, but it reaches anyways.
Okay, and then before the next dragon, like, ulti's down, all the farm we can get on the map, wherever it is. Okay.
shut down.
You could also get a sweeper just for those Teemo shrooms.
Yeah, I really don't want to lose my banshees to a shroom. That's rough. Ezreal pissed me off here.
Yeah,
I
that sucks.
I question pinged him and said, "I'm invisible. You're not." I think Lux was dead if he wasn't there.
Probably.
Yeah, I knew he was there, but well, I thought he was in one of the lane bushes, but he was sitting in there, and I just got jumped.
Okay, but come on, Zillion.
Blasted me.
Rough.
Oh, yeah, gets even worse.
Okay, and then like, okay, from the equation of like, how do you win this game? It might not be important if nobody else is contributing towards the win, you know?
Right.
So it might just be how do you play it as well as possible. And from like the 3 fights, it's like you're the first one to like attack or do anything. And then if you're the first one, then you'll take the damage first. So
I see.
yeah, if you let your allies start a fight, which would look something like you playing on the outskirts, whether it be like over here or like behind, like behind the enemy, waiting for the fight to start.
Yeah, I think that might just be because I was so fed that I felt like I could just start it anyways, but that's just not playing towards the strength of my champ. Do you say like always let them start it? Or not always, but
Yeah, when you can.
okay.
If my allies are behind too, like, yeah, I'm the carry, they become the supports if they're behind. If you're like 0 and 5 on Evelynn, the roles flip, then you can be the one to
Right.
die first, no problem.
Right.
You get a stun off, you half health someone and die. It's like, if you set up the 16 kill Yone to carry the game, it's good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And this just keeps going, what in the world? So, they have the soul and nothing really comes of it for a while. To get Lichbane this late is kind of strange too, but there's not much else to build.
Yeah, I mean they weren't building MR, and so it was either Void Staff or Lichbane.
The Void Staff's still fine, even if they don't have, like,
Is it?
yeah, even if they don't build MR, because like right now Zoe has 51, just off base. So whenever they get past, like, I think it's like somewhere around like level 13 or something, the Void Staff like can kick in,
Okay.
even when they don't have the MR. Teemo's a menace right now. Any allies, we're looking for someone to break that
Yeah.
spell shield. You can one-shot him.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was playing with the mindset of I need to break it so I can kill him, but the 20 kill Evelynn should not be in front trying to do that job.
Yeah, and your abilities become more expensive with 20 kills into a spell shield.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so they're gonna push. Nothing we can do about it. One of Evelynn's weaknesses. And then Tryndamere gets an inhib bot. God bless.
Easy.
A little bit of Lichbane, a little bit of running down mid, a little bit of please get one pick and to end the game for me.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my. Run it down the middle of the lane. The same way like bot lane instead of going through the river. Because that's where the wards are going to be. It's like on the sides is like where the Teemo shrooms are going to be or where they're going to have vision.
Mm-hmm.
Or like let's say you walk into that bush and then 6 people are there. So something bad can happen. If you always just go right down the lane as Evelynn, there's very few like downsides. And it opens you up to just kill the Caitlyn. Kill whatever carry shows up. Jesus.
Yeah, my champ's not fair.
You would hope with 22 kills though.
Yeah, well, I've done that with a lot less. I think she's way underplayed. Underpicked, underplayed.
Jesus.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
That's what I like to see. Just simply, you're sitting in the lane waiting for the carry to move up. Bink, they're gone. Again. Again. Don't have to do any of this. Let your allies do this so that the enemy attacks them here. And then if you're right here, you flank them. And then if the enemy doesn't move up, you just run into them. Like, there's...
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, get used to standing still in the solo lane, just invisible, and then watching the carries.
I do that sometimes. I think when I went into the top jungle, it's because I saw Caitlyn run up there and I was chasing after her. But that's probably too risky and like not patient enough.
Yeah. Because like if Caitlyn's gonna move up, surely she'll move back. And then by that time, like we can have position. With no turret, you could be all the way back here.
Right.
Bada bing, bada boom. So like that's how you're gonna get picks, and that's gonna be the only way you close out this one with these guys.
Yeah. We just like the worst team fight combo.
Tryndamere splitting top, so this becomes so. Okay, we don't have ulti. Just keep hitting that dragon.
Yeah, turn
It's
around
up-
to help Zillion. Luckily he ulted me.
So you want to pull the enemy into you. So it's like, keep hitting this dragon. We keep hitting. And then if Teemo wants to attack us, hey man, you gotta go all the way into this dragon pit. Okay, Teemo? And then meanwhile, if he kills Zillion, we do not care. Like, we're spinning a support. It is what it is. So long that we're getting this dragon. Okay. So, whenever you move into him, it's like you move onto his ground, and then things are just losing from there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you've done it on Baron too, where it's like, the play's fine, but then the enemy team like barely shows themselves, and then everyone jumps on them, and then just leaves the Baron, and then the play's lost.
Right.
It's like you want to pull the enemy as far into the Baron pit as you can as you're doing it, and then turn onto them. It'd be the same thing here.
Okay.
If this Teemo wants to kill you, make him come all the way into the pit. We'll be pulling him closer to Yone. We'll be pulling him closer to the Ezreal that's all the way over here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, whenever you have like the disadvantageous ground,
Team's turret has been destroyed.
run away. Like, keep running.
Right.
In this case, this is the only way we can go. Pull the enemy onto disadvantageous ground, not move onto like their high ground. We got the ulti though. And the smite. Oh!
Yeah, I didn't have smite up. I think he killed it right before my E went off. Somehow I didn't die to his poison thing. I'm pretty sure I went below the threshold.
A summoner has
I don't know. Like the way I see it, like dying 8 times on Evelynn is just illegal.
A summoner has disconnected.
Like regardless of what your
A
team does,
summoner has
right?
disconnected.
It depends.
Blue
It
team's
depends.
turret has been destroyed.
Like 8 times is a lot, but it depends. Sometimes you got to
Mhm.
just brawl it out. With the deaths this game though, it was very much like you're spending yourself first, and that's the mistake.
Okay.
So like with the objectives, like let your allies be in front. When the fight starts, let your allies do it first. Unless you have an obvious advantage.
Right.
Yeah, and then come mid game when everyone sucks on your team and it's all on you, like most of your power is just gonna come from like single picks.
Mm-hmm.
So you to do the rinse and repeat of like being in the like say being in mid lane invisible, kill the Caitlyn with ulti, and then getting back to your jungle camps, farm them all into a reset. That would like power you up so much quicker in the mid game. And that would be like
Right.
one of the only things you have to combat your team like sucking shit for the most part, and actually like taking the game by the balls yourself. If that's what you're looking for, that's
Right.
yeah. That's I mean, it feels so weird too as Evelynn like doing that because I've done it a million times. Like you feel like the main character or something, and everyone's useless, but
Yeah, and then it's just you. Yeah, it feels like you just have to do it all yourself, but there's still value in them.
yeah, like they're like pawn pieces, you know.
Right.
You have like a board full of is it kings or queens in chess? The ones that move everywhere.
Queen,
Queen.
I think.
Whatever. You have you have a board full of those pieces, but you still got to use
Right.
the pawns like advantageously.
Yeah.
I'll sack a pawn for a king easily.
Right.
God bless. Okay. Did you want to watch another match?
We're coming up on the hour, right?
Yeah. But you
Maybe-
did give me some insight into tennis, so we could take a look at one. I'll be down.
Okay, let's do like the first, like just the first bit of the 10-5 loss at the top.
Okay.
There's I interrupt my full clear per play, and non-results based thinking. I want to know if you think it was the right play or not.
God, skipping or like what's it called? What the hell is the word I'm looking for? Interrupting? Something like that. Like abridging the full clear on Evelynn gets bad. This is not a champ.
Especially when you do 2 points Q.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Nah, you can't. Like, I play a lot of Talia. Talia loves to full clear, but sometimes you don't.
Right.
And it's like, if I don't level my W, like, there's no gank. It's not happening. We're not doing this. Like, I don't care.
Even with
lane
the
state.
mid state,
This is mid's problem, though. Like, the same, where the Yone
that's not my problem.
Yeah, it's like, he put himself here. Like, you can't save him yet. You haven't finished, like, you haven't eaten yet. You know, how are you going to give someone else food? Like, you'll both be starving at that point. Like, something
Okay.
like that.
So let's say I just finished Wolves, right? And I see that mid is heavy trading like this. Is there a world where I put a point in W just in case this opportunity arises?
Yeah, so you could finish Wolves, and then, like, if it's half and half, and then you go to Raptors, and then if not, you could flank behind mid with W.
Okay.
That could be okay.
Since I've committed to the 2 points Q.
Yeah, then you're already done. And you can hold it too. Like you can have no ability leveled on Raptors. I do that all the time on Fiddle.
That's true.
Yeah, all the time
That
on
makes
Talia.
sense. Okay. I've actually never done that before, but for clear doesn't get that much slower, so.
Yep. And then this is deceptive, right? Because Silas hits level 3 off one minion, and then has flash. And they can also walk to the right. This hard counters an Evelynn gank. So
yeah. Okay, you're gonna cringe at this.
Oh, it
I
has
flash
to be so
and
much
he's
slower.
right out of.
It has to be so much slower. Because you have to let
Does it?
Silas make a mistake. So let's watch this from Silas's perspective. Because imagine Silas is staring down the Kiana. He's freaking out. He wants that kill with everything he has.
Right.
Wait for him to hit the minion. He hits the minion. And then he sees you. And he's going to be moving away. And then he has his E to get away. So you have to keep moving and then wait. And then wait for his like confirmation on what he does. If he stands still there, you kill. If he like moves into Kiana, you probably kill. If he moves to the right, the gank's over.
Okay. So my thought process was, if he E's or flashes without my E getting on him, he never dies. So I felt like he wasn't gonna walk up further than that, and it was like now or never.
Yeah, it was kind of now or never right there. 'Cause once he gets the 1 minion, but then he's already level 3 off it. The gank is just impossible.
It's just yeah.
Okay.
Not my problem.
And mid laners will get crazy like that, like Yone, Yasuo, like, and they'll be begging you to come, and then they'll hate you because you didn't when you're on golems. But it is what it is sometimes.
So then they just have to play differently, given that they have an Evelynn and not a Trundle or shit like that, right?
Yeah, and then I bet if we watch it, I bet it's nothing pretty. Like Kiana to Silas, nothing should happen levels 1 to 3 for the Kiana. She wants to take no damage, get pushed in, hit level 3, and then start trading.
Right.
So it's going good. But now Silas is going to E past the wave and beat her ass, I bet. Naturally. So it's like Kiana has to know that's going to happen. And then just be standing at range.
She had to concede it.
Give up a melee minion, and she wins the lane. But you can't expect that to happen either. But yeah, it's like that's how they end up here. And then that same pattern will repeat if it's happened once. And then she's going to be chunked. She uses her Q on nothing, E past the wave, beats his ass. It's like, nobody can save this. Nobody can save this Kiana from himself. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yep.
Okay.
Me and my friends call that compensating. You don't compensate for the bad allies.
Okay.
You just play to your strengths.
Yeah. He somehow ends up dying, but like, you made it very clear that was not the play.
Yeah. God, I wish whenever I started on full clear junglers, I wish someone would tell me because it was always so confusing. The first junglers I played was like Rek'Sai, Nidalee, and Evelynn. Oh man, and Evelynn was way different back in the day. You could build AD on her and stuff, but you still had to full clear.
Stealth level 1?
Yeah. She was wicked. Such a cool champion.
Wait, you didn't like the rework?
No, the rework's fine. Just back in the day, you could do all sorts. Like your build path would be like Elder Lizard, which was like a AD item, into like I forget what else you build second, into like Randuin's.
I started in season 9, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Good. You don't need it. Season 9, and then have you played any other game like a good amount? That's like League.
No. I mean, my friend group got a bit tired of League a couple months ago and played like HOTS for a month, and that was an acid trip of a game. And then I'm really bad at shooters, so I've done like maybe 2 hours of Overwatch and just given up on it because
Overwatch sucks, man. It's not fun.
Yeah,
it's not a Call of Duty.
Even Call of Duty, I'm just terrible at every shooter.
Oh wait, you played Smash. Have you played it like deep though?
I would go to tournaments. So I was at in the Smash Club at my college, and I went to UCLA, so there was this Hollywood local that we would go to every Friday. So, get fucked, Crusoe.
Lol.
Yeah, there's this Hollywood local that we'd go to every Friday. We'd take the bus there, so like that's how much I gave a shit about it. I would grind until like 3-4 in the morning, and then sleep in through my 8 a.m. classes and go to like my third lecture, and then just rinse and repeat. And I never got crazy good at it. But yeah, I played it a lot.
Okay.
It's funny because
which
I was a
character?
fox player.
Okay.
So I like the fast, squishy, deal a lot of damage archetype.
Yeah,
That's,
and then in Ultimate, it's not like Fox is a bit different, but I would imagine it would function similar to
he's still like one of the fastest in the game. He's nowhere near melee, but he's definitely one of the fastest in the game.
yeah,
So it's funny. He's like one of the more mechanical characters in Smash, but then I chose like the least mechanical role and like a very low mechanical champion as well.
yeah. Well, with junglers too, like you figure out like a lot of the mechanics comes through like sequencing. So that's like casting the abilities over and over
Right.
and keeping up like that cadence of them. And
Yeah, exactly.
because at the end of the day, like most champs are easy in League. Like there's nothing to it. Like,
Yeah,
once you play
that's
them
fair.
enough, like this game's not that hard. There's a handful of them where it's like, okay, true, but like most of them, no big deal. So, and then when people have like egos and stuff about like having prowess on some of them, it gets weird because it's not a melee fox, but yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Alrighty. Well,
Cool, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
It was really good talking to you. And then
Thank you. Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
the tennis court thing really has me thinking. Where can I rent a court? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah, it's a lot of like stage control and advantage versus disadvantage on like affecting your available options on each shot. So funny enough, I'm not patient enough and too greedy in tennis as well. So
dude, imagine you like bolster your tennis game through League.
that'd be pretty hype.
Yeah,
Pretty hype.
I've been playing some Hearthstone and like it's made me better at jungle.
Oh, that's fair. I've played a decent amount of Hearthstone.
Okay.
The best I did was like almost top 100 legend, but it was like early season.
Yeah.
But I got it with Malagos Druid OTK, so you can say what you want about that. Probably not actual Hearthstone,
Okay.
like mid range board control shit.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Alrighty, man. Cool.
Thanks a lot, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
No problem. Talk to you later.
All right. See ya.
Peace. That was a cool guy. I really, really liked that session. I hope I talk to this guy more. If anything, I'll message him more. The tennis stuff, and then I'm like, yeah, it's really got me thinking. Cool guy.